Hello again. There are, as we most of us know, many stupid people in the House of Commons. Without a doubt, the most stupid of them all must be Joshua Reynolds, who is the member for Maidenhead. He has tweeted something so flat-headed that I find myself almost unable to comment upon his opinion without resorting to mockery or foul-mouthed invective. Before looking at what he said, perhaps I might ask viewers to consider one or two questions. If they ride a motorbike, are they obliged by law to wear anything? What's that you say? You have to wear a crash helmet on your head. Why, that's right. Here's another question. If you work on a building site, must you wear special protective clothing? Well, according to the law, you do. That would be the Personal Protective Equipment at Work Regulations 1992. I could go on, but I'm sure that you get the point. The law in England does not hesitate to dictate what we can and cannot wear and under what circumstances. Surely most viewers will remember when they were obliged by law to wear masks when travelling on public transport. In other words, a law obliged them to cover their faces. Am I really the only one that remembers that, I wonder? I mention this, all of which is well known to anybody of average intelligence, because Joshua Reynolds, the fresh-faced MP for Maidenhead, who looks rather like an eager sixth former instead of a legislator, tweeted yesterday that there's nothing British about the government telling you what you can and can't wear. This really must, without the shadow of a doubt, rank as one of the least intelligent statements ever made by any member of Parliament. I give a link to this in the description to this video. In fact, without racking my brains, I can think of a dozen instances where the government tells me what I can and can't wear. This is in addition to the various rules which we all of us know we must follow regarding clothes, headgear and general appearance. Political uniforms are expressly banned by the Public Order Act, which was passed in 1936. Section 1 of the Public Order Act is quite specific. It says that, subject as hereinafter provided, any person who in any public place or at any public meeting wears uniform signifying his association with any political organisation or with the promotion of any political object shall be guilty of an offence. So the government in Britain tells me that I may not wear a uniform which indicates that I belong to this or that political party. I can't wear a balaclava helmet during a protest march or demonstration, and neither must I enter a bank while wearing a face mask or crash helmet. We are constantly beset by laws and regulations about what we may or may not wear, and yet this prize idiot, Joshua Reynolds, thinks that none of this is British, as he puts it. This is, of course, all apropos of the question asked by a Reform MP during Prime Minister's question time yesterday about the desirability or otherwise of banning the wearing of the burqa in this country. Some countries, such as Denmark, have done so. There are arguments for and against such a move. Just to be clear, the burqa is a garment which covers the entire face, only allowing the wearer to peer out through a piece of black gauze. We're not talking here of the niqab, which allows the eyes to be seen, nor yet of the hijab, which merely covers the hair. This is a garment which makes it impossible to see any part of the face. I think that there is a debate to be had here, and I am expressing no opinion either for or against this proposal. What I find really worrying, though, is that some members of Parliament should be so utterly ignorant and ill-informed that they do not realise that the law in Britain already forbids some articles which people wear, such as political uniforms, and makes others, such as crash helmets and personal protective clothing, mandatory. I find this very worrying that such idiots should be allowed to sit in this country's legislature and express their ignorant views. helping to shape the law. Very worrying indeed.